Come on, look at that. Let's talk about it. The Magic Keyboard for iPad Pro. I ordered this on the 17th of April and it arrived on the 18th of May. 2 months I've been waiting. The iPad on its own is amazing, and I didn't know how this trackpad and Magic Keyboard would affect how I use the iPad, and this is just a 3 days impression on what I think of the Magic Keyboard. Firstly, it's built like a tank, an absolute tank. Like, you can move it around and it won't move. The iPad snaps into place, there's magnets all over the place. It's built like a beast. So this hinge at the back stops here and then it tilts to about 130 degrees. A lot of people have been complaining about the weight of this, the Magic Keyboard. It's basically the same weight as the iPad itself, so it doubles the weight of the iPad, and it's very similar to the weight of a MacBook Air. I think it's actually slightly heavier with the two combined. I see the negatives behind that. Yes, you want an iPad for portability and using it in strange situations where you wouldn't normally use your MacBook Air. But the beauty of this is snap. You can just take it off and use it as you would normally use an iPad. And it's even nicer now because you've not got the case on the back, which, if you drop it, obviously not ideal. But then when you want to use it with the keyboard case, you snap it back on, it doesn't move, and you can type away. Sometimes it can be slightly hard to open. It's not like a laptop where the bottom is heavier than the top and you can just lift up and open it up. All the computing power, the batteries, the screen is in the iPad. So to make it not fall over, this has to be quite sturdy, quite heavy. It's not going to be as easy as a laptop to open and close constantly. But the way it's built and this hinge, I'm very impressed. The tilt, like, you can push it quite far until it decides to eventually go. And on your lap, when you use it on your lap, the keyboard doesn't bend at all. This is solid, look. I'm holding it like right at the edge. It is solid. Look at that. Really solid. It's like there's 15 steel plates in there. Very impressive. There's a USB-C port on the keyboard for charging pass-through, so you can charge the iPad through the keyboard itself, while you use the other USB-C port on the iPad to plug into an external hard drive, for example, if you're doing some work. The typing experience is incredible. The Magic Keyboard is amazing. I cannot complain. It's the same one that's in the 2020 16-inch and 13-inch MacBook Pros. The only things missing are function keys for things like volume and brightness, which you'll have to touch the iPad to adjust, as well as an escape key, which comes in very handy when you want to get out of those full screen videos. And the trackpad, kind of small, that's my only complaint, but very clicky. It's actually quite loud. You might be able to hear it, it's quite loud. Satisfying, and you can click anywhere on the trackpad. So not just at the bottom, left and right. Anywhere is a click. So yeah, you can click anywhere. It's incredible to use. I mean, the build quality, the quality that they've put into this thing is amazing. I don't know what else to say. Yes, it's expensive. Okay, £349 for the 12.9-inch Magic Keyboard. It's expensive, but it transforms how I've used the iPad Pro in the last 3 days. I just sit down now, I don't touch my MacBook. I just sit down, open up the iPad, I'll type away, I'll browse, I'll use everything that I would normally use, probably on my phone, and I use it a lot more as an everything device now. I even edit all the videos on my YouTube channel using LumaFusion. So I'm using this as my everyday device. It does 96-97% of what I would expect a laptop to do. The only thing is sometimes you need laptop programs to do other things, which you won't be able to do with iPadOS. But for 95% of people, this will do everything they need a MacBook to do. It might not be a laptop replacement, more of a laptop alternative, a MacBook alternative, but it covers so many bases and it's so versatile. The fact you can just take it off, use it, and then stick it back on, it's so satisfying. And the build quality is incredible. I think Apple have done a great job. It's obviously got the Apple tax on it, an extra 200 quid, but it's hard to say that it's not the best keyboard case that you can get on any iPad. So it's got its pros and cons. Main con is it's very expensive, but I'm going to give it another couple of weeks and I'm going to bring my full review. Stay tuned. Thanks again for watching. This was Fox Tech, and I'll catch you in the next one.